Hello guys, so recently I saw one interesting issue that was happening with the get method. So you can see here that I am trying to submit the form to this particular URL, API/session $x is equal to y, and also there is this input element in this form. So normally what I was expecting is that on the server side I should be able to get these query strings, right? X is equal to y. But I was completely surprised when I checked the query string. This is how it looked like: API/session $amount is equal to 11. So you can see that amount and this 111, this is basically coming from this input element. And what happened to this x is equal to y? These query parameters were completely replaced by this form data. So I was wondering like why it is happening, why it is replacing this query string parameters with the form data. So it turns out that when you are using the get method, HTTP get method, remember that I have not given the method over there, so by default it will be considered as get method. So when you are using the get method and there is a form data in that form, what happens is that this query string is completely replaced. Okay, that is completely replaced. And what happens is that whatever is the name and value is given for the input boxes or other elements will be treated as query string. So x and y is completely wiped out. That is what happens by default. Now if you want this x is equal to y as it is, what you will have to do is that you will have to remove all the form data. Okay, so if you remove this, all the input boxes in that form, and hit submit, what will happen is that this x is equal to y, these query parameters will remain intact. Or alternatively, what you can do is that if you want to use both the query string as well as the form data, then you can use this method is equal to post instead of get method, and then what will happen is that in the query string you will get this x is equal to y, whatever query strings you are passing, and in the body property of the request you will get this form data. Okay, so just to summarize, when you are using the method get, only data that you need to pass is in the query string format. If you pass say form data, what will happen is that query string will be replaced by the form data, which you can access from request.query, and request.body will be null. But if you use the method post, in that case what will happen is that query string will remain intact as it is. So you will get the query string in the query property and form data in the body property of the request, which you can access from the server. That's it. Thanks for watching.